It's Birdman, baby. Doing a little voiceover here. So what you're looking at here is Springer's Point Nature Preserve on Ocracoke Island. It was just a really short half a mile kind of loop, goes over to the sound side. The purpose of this video was actually to talk about the Mountains to Sea Trail and how it goes through the Outer Banks, including Ocracoke Island and Hattaras. I will get to that in just a moment. I planned on hiking the Ocracoke section, but let's just say that did not happen. So let's just say I got really bad sunburned on day one and really bad blistered feet, so that ended any hopes of doing any major hiking after that other than this one. As you can see, this is a peaceful little easy hike over to the sound side, Springer's Point Nature Preserve. On a historical note, it was said that Blackbeard, the famous pirate, hung out in this area back in his day. The grave of someone, I can't remember who. Not too far from the beach, though. And here we are approaching the beach on the sound side. Not quite as spectacular as the ocean side. However, it is a really cool place to swim if you do not like dealing with the ocean currents. Also, there's all types of crabs and cool things in this area. I believe they're protected. I mean, don't go poaching them, but they're real fun to observe and play with. Really nice area. You can see Portsmouth Island off in the background. If you're ever on Ocracoke Island, I highly recommend taking this short little hike. So as I mentioned, I had originally planned on hiking the Ocracoke Island section of the Mountains to Sea Trail, and even a small section in Hattaras, and even where Jockey's Ridge State Park up near Nag's Head where it ends. Since I didn't do that, I just compiled a little bit of video here. I don't want to show vacation video. That wasn't the point of this. However, since this is related to hiking, I just thought I would show you a few things you would see if you choose to hike the MST through this area. The clip you just saw was Silver Lake. That's where you disembark from the ferry that comes from Swan Quarter. That is part of the Mountains to Sea Trail, is the ferry. From there you go through the village and make your way over to the beach. You will spend several miles hiking on a beach that looks just like this right here. Really cool, really cool. Traversing 12 or so miles on the beach, you cross back over the dunes. So this video you're seeing here, and the signage is not real good right now. There was a sign, but I think the last hurricane may have taken it out. But once you approach the end of the island, the trail crosses back over the dunes as you see here. Not the best video in the world, I apologize. But you cross over the dunes and go back to the road, hike a short, and now if you look, you can see the other side of the island. That is the sound in the background. Okay, now I'm looking back at where we came from here. You literally come up through there, and I think you actually go up through, I think the trail goes up that little section right there. I messed up, but you know, again, with the sign down, it kind of messed me up. But you can't really see it good on the video, but that's looking back. You can see the sound side over on the background. Pretty cool coming over the dunes there, but this is right here a part of the Mountains to Sea Trail if you choose to hike this. Climbing over those dunes are pretty cool. I think I'm just pointing at the thing back there. Yeah, you kind of come out into a parking lot, and once you get back in the parking lot, you will actually see the markers for the mount. See the little white dots there? That is indicating that the Mountains to Sea Trail, and you see the double dots, that means that on any trail, when you see double markers, that means the trail is changing direction. So it turns to the right and you do a short road walk. The ferry, Hattaras Ocracoke ferry, is just around that curve there. You see the little marker on the sign there, let you know you are on the Mountains to Sea Trail. From there you take the ferry to Hattaras, the second ferry that you travel on this journey. Now we are once again on, this will be your second ferry,
Ocracoke.
the Ocracoke Hattaras ferry, going from Ocracoke to Hattaras. Although in this particular video, we were going from Hattaras to Ocracoke, but potato, whatever. Who cares about directions? You'll end up somewhere. But on a separate note, if you catch this ferry going to Ocracoke around sunset, you could be in for a real treat. But yeah, this would be your second ferry of the MST journey if you go this way. Once in Hattaras, you do some more beach hiking, but at one point the trail does go very close to this very famous iconic landmark, the Hattaras Lighthouse. I highly recommend checking it out. And this right here is a view from the top of Hattaras Lighthouse. I highly recommend, if you're physically able to, climb those steps. I'm sorry this video is a little shaky. It's not the best in the world, but you can walk all around the lighthouse. What I'm pointing to right there is that's the old side of the lighthouse, and they traveled at that little open space right there is where they pulled it further inland so it wouldn't get washed to sea. Looking down towards what's that, Hattaras Point, Cape, whatever that is down there. But yeah, pretty cool. So the Mountains to Sea Trail, of course, if you travel west to east, it begins in Clingman's Dome in the Smokies. I was going to throw in some footage of the Western Trailhead, but I forgot to. I'm not going to go back at this point. I also had some footage from Jockey's Ridge State Park in Nags Head, where this journey ends. However, that footage is on the device that has been damaged, and I can't seem to find any footage of that. But it travels through Hattaras on to Nags Head, ends at Jockey's Ridge State Park. A beautiful area if you ever get to hike this. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, it's Birdman. So anyway, like I said, until next time, it's Birdman, baby.